Okay, so what if I told you that pretty much everything you've learned about digital marketing is about to become obsolete? I'm not kidding. We are literally leaving an entire era behind and shifting from a world built on digital rules to one that runs on AI predictions. Let's get into it.
At its heart, this is the one big change you really need to wrap your head around. You see, for more than a decade, marketing has been all about setting manual rules. But from here on out, the whole game is about making predictions. We're moving from an if this, then that world to a what's most likely to happen next world. And that shift, that's everything. It's the difference between guessing what your customers want and knowing what they need before they even do.
So to really appreciate the power of what's coming, we've got to take a quick look back, right? We need to understand the limitations of the world we're leaving behind. And, well, it was a world built on some surprisingly shaky ground.
For years, we've been targeting people in these big, clumsy groups. You know the ones, men, ages 18 to 35 who are interested in tech. The source material calls this a shotgun approach, and that's perfect. Sure, you might hit your target, but you're also spraying pellets everywhere, hitting a ton of people who just aren't interested. That's a lot of wasted time, money, and energy.
And this brings us to a really powerful way to think about it. The old way is like trying to drive a car forward while only looking in the rearview mirror. I mean, think about it. You're constantly reacting to what's already behind you. You get last month's sales report, you spot a problem, and then you scramble to fix it today. You're always playing catch-up, always looking backward.
So if the old way is the rearview mirror, what's the new way? Well, it's about looking forward. This is the whole AI-first paradigm. It's less like a mirror and a whole lot more like having a high-tech GPS for your business.
So instead of that messy shotgun blast, AI lets us do something called micro-segmentation. It's not just seeing men interested in tech. No, it's analyzing thousands of tiny individual signals, how long someone stays on a page, their purchase history, even the weather where they live. And it uses all of that to create a segment of one. It's basically like having a dedicated personal shopper for every single customer you have, all at the same time.
And this slide right here perfectly shows the massive leap we're taking. On the left, you've got the old, rigid rules that we had to create ourselves. It's the difference between saying, hey, people who buy hiking boots might also buy backpacks, and having an AI that discovers that people who buy a specific kind of trail mix on a Tuesday are 85% more likely to book a mountain getaway in the next 2 days. It finds these incredible connections a human would never, ever spot. And here is where that whole driving analogy really pays off. If the old way was being stuck looking in the rearview mirror, the new AI-first way is like having a predictive GPS. It doesn't just tell you that you're in traffic right now. It warns you about the jam 5 kilometers up the road, giving you plenty of time to find a better route before you even get stuck. It's proactive, not reactive.
Okay, so we have all this incredible predictive power, but how do we actually use it? Well, it all breaks down into 3 key superpowers that, believe it or not, every marketer can now have.
And here they are: automation, augmentation, and generation. Understanding the difference between these 3 is, honestly, it's the key to the whole thing. So let's break them down one by one.
First up is automation. The easiest way to think of this one is as the hands. This isn't about doing some fancy new thing. It's about doing the things we already do, just way, way faster and with no human error. The whole goal here is just pure efficiency, getting rid of all that tedious busy work.
So what does that actually look like? Okay, picture this. You design one beautiful ad banner. You click a single button, and bam! In the time it takes you to go make a coffee, the AI has created 50 perfect variations, all resized for every social platform, and it's even scheduled them to post at the exact second each of your followers is most likely to be online. That's automation.
All right, pillar number 2 is augmentation. So if automation was the hands, you can think of augmentation as the brain. This is where AI becomes your co-pilot. It's not trying to replace your thinking, it's there to boost it, to give you superpowers so you can make smarter, better informed decisions.
And this is where we go beyond just speed. I mean, an automation tool can schedule your blog post, sure, but an augmentation tool can tell you why your last 5 posts didn't connect with anyone. You can give it a spreadsheet with 10,000 customers, and it'll instantly tell you the top 3 reasons people are leaving. It's all about making your work smarter, not just faster.
And finally, we have generation. This is the creator. And this is where things start to feel like actual magic. This pillar is all about AI creating totally new things from scratch. Text, images, even code that just did not exist a moment ago. The goal? Unlimited creative scale.
I mean, we are talking about giving an AI a single photo and having it spit out a 1,000-word product description, or creating a totally photorealistic image for an ad campaign without ever booking a photo shoot. It can even generate the code for a custom landing page. It is literally creation on demand.
So these superpowers are incredible, right? Almost sounds too good to be true. So what's the actual engine that's driving this whole revolution? Let's take a quick peek under the hood at the tech that makes it all possible.
At the very heart of this are large language models, or LLMs. And it's so important you think of them not as just text generators, but as reasoning agents. They don't just see words, they understand the complex web of relationships between them. They get that Apple in a tech context is totally different from Apple on a grocery list. That ability to reason about context is their secret sauce.
And the scale they work at now, it's just staggering. The newest LLMs can process up to 1 million tokens in a single prompt. Now, to put that in perspective, that's like feeding it 700,000 words of text. That's your entire brand history, all your customer emails, every blog post you've ever written, all at once. It's just wild. And working right alongside the LLMs is natural language processing, or NLP. Here's an easy way to think about it. The LLM can read and understand 1 million of your customer reviews. The NLP is like a high-speed detective that then zips through all that understanding and instantly categorizes every single comment, telling you that, hey, 72% of customers love this feature, but 15% are complaining about the user interface.
So the real question is, how does this change our day-to-day work? Well, just look at this comparison. For ad copy, the old way was a human painstakingly writing maybe 15 headlines. The AI-first way? It generates 500 variations in seconds, and then NLP helps pick the ones with the highest chance of success. For repurposing content, something that used to take a team 4 hours now takes an AI 60 seconds. The efficiency gains are just astronomical.
Now, I know what you're probably thinking. With all this power, does this mean marketers are being replaced? And the answer is a clear no. But our role is definitely fundamentally changing. We're moving toward a new kind of partnership.
The new standard workflow is what we can call AI-informed editing. It's basically a 3-step dance. Step 1, a human provides the strategy, the big picture thinking. Step 2, the AI does all the heavy lifting, drafting tons of options at a scale no person could. And then, and this is the most critical part, Step 3, the human comes back in to review, to check for accuracy, to add that emotional nuance, to add what you might call the brand's soul. And that brings us to our final and maybe the most important takeaway today. To really thrive in this new era, you have to change how you ask for things. You can't just give the AI a simple command anymore. You have to give it a role, a purpose, a strategic task. So instead of just saying, write a blog, try a prompt like this one. See the difference? You're not just a tool user anymore. You are the director of an unbelievably powerful creative engine. And that skill, that is what will define the next generation of marketing.